Through every challenge, every brand can rise. When purpose leads and opens up our eyes. Innovation lights the road ahead, turning every thought to hope instead.
Why great business still fail. Have you ever walked past a business that used to be full of customers only to find it closed a few months later? Maybe you've asked yourself, how did that happen? They had good food, their products were excellent, they had loyal customers. The truth is, great businesses don't usually fail because they have bad products. They fail because they stop growing while everything around them keeps changing. One of the biggest misconceptions among business owners is believing that quality alone guarantees success. It doesn't. I've met restaurant owners who serve amazing food but struggle to fill their dining area. I've met retailers who sell high quality products but lose customers to newer competitors. I've met service providers who are experts in what they do but are barely making enough to sustain the business. So, what happened? The problem wasn't the product. The problem was that they were running today's business with yesterday's mindset. Business is much like riding a bicycle. The moment you stop moving forward, you're already losing balance. Many entrepreneurs think success is reaching a destination. In reality, success is learning how to keep adapting. Let's look at one example. Imagine two coffee shops. The first coffee shop serves excellent coffee. The owner believes that's enough. They don't improve the customer experience. Their social media has become inactive. The interior hasn't changed in years. The menu remains exactly the same. They assume customers will always return because the coffee is good. Now imagine another coffee shop. Their coffee may not even be significantly better, but they constantly listen to customers. They introduce seasonal drinks, they improve the ambiance, they tell stories online, they create reasons for people to visit, take photos, and invite friends. Which business do you think has a better chance of growing? Most people would choose the second one, not because the coffee is dramatically better, because the experience keeps evolving. This is where many businesses misunderstand marketing. Marketing is not simply posting on Facebook. Marketing is showing customers that your business continues to understand their needs. Here's another example. Think about your favorite cell phone. Every year, manufacturers release new versions. Do they do it because last year's phone suddenly stopped working? Not at all. They know customers' expectations change, technology changes, lifestyle changes, competition changes. So they innovate before customers demand it. The same principle applies to every business, whether you're selling jewelry, food, clothing, real estate, or professional services. If you're not improving, someone else is. And eventually, customers will notice. Another reason great businesses fail is because they become too comfortable. Comfort feels safe, but comfort can quietly become your biggest competitor. I've seen businesses that had strong sales for years because business was good. They stopped learning, they stopped attending seminars, they stopped studying their customers, they stopped observing competitors, they stopped asking difficult questions. Instead of asking, how can we become better? They started saying, we've always done it this way. Those 6 words have closed countless businesses. The market doesn't reward businesses for their history, it rewards businesses for their relevance. Customers don't buy because you've been operating for 20 years. They buy because you continue solving today's problems. Here's another mistake. Many business owners spend almost all their time working in the business, but very little time working on the business. There's a huge difference. Working in the business means serving customers, managing employees, checking inventory, paying suppliers, and solving daily problems. Those are important. But working on the business means asking strategic questions. Who is our ideal customer today? What experience do we want customers to remember? What makes us different from competitors? Why should someone choose us even if another business offers a lower price? Those questions don't usually get answered during busy operating hours. They require intentional thinking because strategy isn't something you do when business becomes difficult. It's something you practice while business is still doing well. Another challenge I often observe is confusing activity with progress. Business owners become extremely busy. They're posting every day, running promotions every week, buying more inventory, attending events, responding to messages. They're constantly doing something, but here's the important question. Is everything you're doing actually moving the business forward? Being busy doesn't always mean you're growing. Sometimes you're simply running faster in the wrong direction. That's why every business needs moments to pause and evaluate. Not because the business is failing, but because successful businesses regularly ask, what should we stop doing? What should we improve? What's changing in our market? The businesses that survive aren't necessarily the biggest, they're usually the ones willing to learn the fastest. Another lesson is that customers don't only buy products, they buy confidence, they buy trust, they buy convenience, they buy relationships. Think about two stores selling exactly the same product. One store simply completes the transaction, the other remembers your name, follows up after your purchase, answers your questions quickly, and makes you feel valued. Which store would you return to? Most people don't remember every detail about the product, but they always remember how the business made them feel. That's why customer experience has become one of the strongest forms of marketing, not because it's trendy, because people naturally recommend businesses that consistently make them feel important. Finally, let's talk about leadership. As a business grows, the owner's mindset must grow as well. The skills that helped you start your business may not be the same skills that help you scale it. In the beginning, you may need to do everything yourself, but over time, you need to become more than an operator. You need to become a strategist. You need to look ahead instead of only looking at today's sales. You need to ask bigger questions. What trends are emerging? How is customer behavior changing? Where will our industry be 3 years from now? How do we prepare before everyone else notices? That's the difference between reacting and leading. Great businesses don't disappear overnight. Most decline quietly. One missed opportunity, one ignored customer feedback, one outdated strategy, 1 year without innovation, then another and another until competitors slowly take their place. The lesson isn't to fear failure. The lesson is to keep growing before growth becomes necessary. Because in business, standing still is rarely standing still. The market keeps moving, customers keep changing, competitors keep improving. Are you growing with them? That's what separates businesses that simply survive from businesses that lead their industry.